Now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Well, a pleasant good morning to each and everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Titans of Democracy right here on the street 919 FM. Let me thank the Heavenly Father for bringing me here safe, sound, and all together in one piece. Pleasant good morning going on to my entire family. Good morning to the lovely Miss Sharon Felix, Mr. Dominic Romain, and their entire families. Good morning to you all, our callers, all our listeners, to all of our viewers online. For those of you that are locked on with us, it's always a pleasure to have you guys on the inside right here with us on the street 919 FM. Let me also say pleasant good morning going out to my friends and family in Tobago. Pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning going out to the management and staff of the street 919 FM. Good morning to Mr. Iwer George and his entire family. So, at this time, what I'm going to do is get into our papers for today, for Thursday the 6th of January 2022. Yes, so as I get ready to do that, headlines in the Express: the Pelican probe, cops search Schoon's homes. $0.1 million reward for missing police gun, and gunmen burn house down. So let's get on the inside and see what's taking place there. Right, so Schoon's homes searched. 2 homes in Maraval, which are occupied by businessman Adrian Schoon, were searched yesterday by officers of the Western Division. Dalsing, positive as TNT reaches 48% fully vaccinated. Almost half the country's population is now fully vaccinated. TT Post intends ending tips for postal workers. Tips for postal workers during the Christmas season is a long-standing practice that the current Trinidad and Tobago Postal Service TT Post intends to bring to an end. She's been found in good health. Militia Peters, the 15-year-old who was reported missing on Sunday, has been found. 6 charged with 2 murders. Sion 6 Nicholas is expected to face an Arima magistrate virtually on Thursday, charged with last October's double murder in Carapo. WPC taken by COVID-19. Police Constable Naomi Subaru. Let me do apologize for that. Right. Yes. Naomi Subaru, who tested positive for COVID-19 and passed away on Tuesday, has been remembered by her superiors as having a charismatic approach to get into the story quickly. Right. A charismatic approach to policing. Condolences to her family. Call the police if you spot Kieran. He's missing. Call any emergency number or police station should you have information on missing Kieran Khan. Surviving to die, 13 years and missing. Ivermectin is COVID snake oil treatment. Don't take it, says Dial Singh. Big money for info on missing police gun. So these are the stories that are making way in the Express. And as we head over to the Newsday, British Airways flight arrives Monday in Tobago. Okay, cool. AG shares proposed law to regulate fireworks. Mixed views from Limers on $1 increase on carb beverages. Crime Stoppers head disappointed by failure to get 1,000 guns off the streets. Taradale man chopped to death days after release from prison. 2 more cops die from COVID-19. Minister of Sport Shamfa Kojo, fans at ICU Under-19 World Cup unlikely. UNC tells public servants use civil disobedience. Wow. Seriously. Private send-offs expected for Bomber and Kenny J. Dial Singh welcomes Titipus help against gender violence. Trinidad and Tobago UWI students win new actuarial scholarships. Library man on $10,000 bail for assaulting woman. And these are the stories that are making way in the Newsday. So as we head over to the Guardian, headlines in the Guardian: School searched. AG not backing down on THA Duke legal matter. Attorney General Faris Alwari is not letting go of the Watson Duke legal matter and yesterday presented 10 reasons to keep the matter alive. Draft fireworks legislation requires permit for use with exceptions. More government workers get vaccinated to keep jobs. Boat probe deepens, Schoon's home searched. AG slams Roger's report to work call as misguided, premature. More for milk, Nestle announces price increases. Lord Father. Ah, boy. 22 COVID deaths, 579 new cases. NJAC, government needs new strategy to fight pandemic, support health workers. No mandatory vaccination at this time, says ATGWU president. More COVID disruptions for teams ahead of Africa Cup of Nations. Mahasama asks PM to reopen rivers and watercourses. And these are the stories that are making way in the Guardian, the Newsday, the Express at this time. So you can go there, get the papers of your choice, read up on the story, see what's taking place. So So this story seems to be, what should I say, the one of the top stories for the day. Schoon's homes searched. Schoon, the son of Trade Minister Paula Gopi Schoon, is at the center of an investigation in which police officers shut down a party on board the MV Ocean Pelican vessel on Boxing Day for allegedly operating contrary to the public health ordinance. Shortly after midday yesterday, officers arrived at Schoon's residence at the Laver Townhouse complex in Marval, where they executed a search warrant in Schoon's presence. His attorneys, led by Keela Talaxing, visited the home while over a dozen officers searched the home, police said. The officers were searching for a special liquor license which Schoon obtained to hold the event on the Ocean Pelican while it was docked at Chaguaramas. Investigators wanted to determine who would have signed off on the license, police sources told the Express. Schoon said the license was no longer still in his possession, saying it had been returned to the Comptroller of Customs and Excise. The investigators were also told this by Talaxing and his team, police sources indicated. Police continued their search of the two homes occupied by Schoon. Up to last night, the officers were still searching, a senior police source confirmed. Taklal Singh confirmed the search took place but had no further comment. Investigators into incident on the MV Ocean Pelican are being conducted by Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police Wendell Williams. On Tuesday, the investigators met with Director of Public Prosecutions DPP Roger Gaspard SC for advice on how best to move forward. The investigators are hopeful that by the end of this week, investigations will be completed and they will have instructions on how to proceed. On Monday, UNC Senator Wade Mark held a news conference and called on Acting Commissioner of Police McDonald Jacob to include Attorney General Faris Alwari in the investigation, with one of the allegations being that Schoon reached out to the AG after police stopped the event on the MV Ocean Pelican. Schoon and over 100 people were detained and later released. Police are trying to determine if the boat was being used as a party boat in contravention of the public health ordinance. Schoon has denied it was being used as a party boat, but rather a floating restaurant. He said previously he sought advice from Alwari, which the Attorney General later denied. Minister Finance Kong Inbert also sought to remove himself from the issue, saying he did not authorize or approve Schoon's special restaurant license and another special license. On Sunday, Schoon issued a release admitting he contacted Alwari on Boxing Day when the vessel had been intercepted. However, he clarified that the call took place at the event on the boat and not the Caranach police station. Referring to the publication of a Sunday Express story headline AG on the line, Schoon said, with respect to the allegation that I called the Attorney General while in custody at the Caranach station, I wish to categorically deny such an allegation and state that it is simply untrue. I did place a call to the AG when the police first arrived on the vessel. I was not in custody at the station at that time. The AG initially did not answer his phone. He then returned the call, and when I explained to him that what was taking place, he told me in summary that it was a police matter and to let the police do their job. Schoon also said, contrary to what was reported about the lack of safe zone signs on board his vessel, even the blind could have seen safe zone signs, and I have in my possession video evidence of those signs affixed in prominent places in my possession. All safe zone protocols were observed. Schoon could not be reached for comment as calls to his cell phone went unanswered last night. So at this time, let me see. Hey, where you going? Let me say good morning to Mr. Dominic Romain, who is okay, somewhere about. Well, I see his audio is connecting. So as it stands, that is good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
How are you this morning?
All is well, all is well.
Cool. I thought like you're still toying out.
I thought they are still here.
What? I really find the Bible working. What the hell is this? You serious?
Yeah.
What went wrong?
That's what's happened when I want to play Korea and pick up last minute thing for people.
You miss?
Yeah. What was supposed to be a 25-minute detour caused me to end up in 2 hours in traffic.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be good.
Nah, that was not good. That was not good at all.
That can be good.
Yeah. People want to order iPhone last minute and then message me to say it ordered so I could it's on the way to the airport. So I could just pass in and pick it up.
Wow.
Yeah. And then accident on the I-95. 2 hours traffic.
So where's the new departure now?
Well, I will be jumping off at 7 o'clock here, which should be 8 o'clock here, because I had to book another flight, right? And this one leaves at 11 o'clock. So I will not be making that mistake again. If anybody have any last minute thing, they would be well encouraged to book a flight. Come up here and get it. Not me. Right? I'm not going through that. I'm not going through that, Bruce. Because now I had to pay to get another PCR test yesterday. I was able to break it the first time because I got somebody did me a favor and I was able to get an appointment with CPS. Yeah, but they couldn't get a second time. And even if they did, there was the time frame, so I had to pay to get it rushed. Yeah. Then I had to extend the rental for by 1 year on my car. So it cost me some money. Yeah. Thank God I tantamount. Otherwise.
No, but somebody had to pay for that, you know. Yeah,
somebody had to pay for that. I not good. I was not paying that.
Somebody had to get that bill.
Yeah.
Somebody had to get that bill.
I do you a favor.
Yeah. Somebody.
Yeah, you should have ordered your thing long time. So
I will continue to order my things before you leave Trinidad. Yeah. I ain't going through that.
Yeah. Craziness. Then of course when I get to the Apple store now, they short staff because the majority of the staff have COVID. So long line. Yeah. I said, look, when I reached the airport, it was about 45 minutes before the flight. I said, well, that ain't making sense because the time it take me to go to the rental car center to drop back the car, and I was coming back with Caribbean Airlines. Caribbean Airlines, their counter is to the end of the airport.
Oh, good.
So I had to walk a mile and a half from the rental center to the elevator, and then to walk from, and I take the elevator to take the concourse to go to, that make no sense. I just jump back in the car. I say, at one point in time, I said, all right, let me see if I should consider driving down to the Caribbean Airlines gate. Let me see if I could find somebody. I could offer them $100. They just sit down in the car. Let me run inside, check my bags, check in, and then take the car back to
the place.
I ain't see nobody. I could ask. So, forget that, yes. Back up the road.
Hey, boy.
Yeah. Fortunately, I have a place to stay, and I stayed in a hotel because I would have been inside the car. Or I'll probably sleep in the car or some nonsense. Yeah. So.
Well, sorry to hear that, because that I say, well, yeah, he might be relaxing, toying out. But when I see the background just so there, like, but wait, that background looking like, okay, well.
Yeah, probably take a picture because I still have it and inside to put it up on the screen. Yeah, that background. Right.
Oh, gosh. Right. Well, I just basically, well, I don't know how up to date you are on what's going on, and but Schoons, Adrian Schoon, with the whole
the pleasure
with the Pelican.
Yeah.
Well, they searched his home looking for the license, but he said that it's no longer in his possession. It was returned now to the Comptroller of Customs.
Oh.
Yeah, but you see what they say they're trying to find out is who would have signed off on that.
Oh.
Yeah. So that is the next bacchanal in that saga.
Yeah, because the media love propaganda, and we need a scandal. We're desperate for a scandal after 6 years of basically nothing of substance. Yeah. Okay. Meanwhile, there was a zest in Tobago on Ole's Day leading into New Year's morning. Yes. Big party by what was formerly known as the Shade. Hundreds of people. Why that the media not interested in that?
Yeah,
Is it because it wasn't organized by anybody affiliated with the PNM? So we didn't care about that. Whatever, that small thing. And Express, well, not interested in that. That one is not salacious enough. So unless you get some link or you hear something about it, some government minister or some high official in the PNM was linked to that, then it becomes interesting, right? Not concerned about the possible spread of COVID because of that gathering and whatnot. No, we're not interested in that. Blasted hypocrites. They're ridiculous. Fed up with them, no, Bruce. Fed up with them.
My sentiments exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Everybody on
They like bacchanal and confusion. Well, they'll continue, you know. Dig and dig and see. Fed up with them.
Well,
I saw a video to us on Tobago last night. The Secretary for Health in Tobago, Faith B. as well, she did her first Facebook Live. I don't know if it was the first Facebook Live ever or the first in her capacity as Secretary for Health. But looking at it, you know, she, it looked like she was a deer in headlights, as they say, out of her element. You see, she knows what she's doing. She's tired. Yeah. But again, what stood out for me in that video is the damn hypocrisy of Chinese, particularly UNC supporters, right? And some PDP supporters too. Because in that video, she's talking about, so she's telling them, well, you know, as Secretary of Health, every morning when I wake up, I get several emails from my Chief Medical Officer of Health telling me about the number of persons who died the day before from COVID, and how many people were discharged, and how many people are still in the step-down facilities, and how many people in the hospital, and so on. And so I asked the Chief Medical Officer, to give me some data as to the number of persons who died between October and December last year, and tell me how many of them were vaccinated and how many were unvaccinated. When I got the data, I realized that the majority of people who are dying are unvaccinated. For every 5 people that die, only 1 is vaccinated. And that 1 person who is vaccinated and who dies has a litany of woes in terms of health issues and comorbidities and so on. Yeah? And when you read in the comments from these wretches, oh, thank you so much for giving us all this information. And we so appreciate it. You should be the Minister of Health, or you're breaking it down for us and you're telling us about how many people discharged and how many people, how this get, because she says the figures they get is up to 10 p.m. the night before, and you're letting us know how many of the people who die were vaccinated and unvaccinated. And yes, PDP needs to hurry up and come to Trinidad, because we need people like you all here in the government. I'm saying, look at all here. Months now, Terrence Dale Singh, Avery Hines, Roshan Parasram, Dr. Richards, telling all of these same figures, right? Giving you all the same breakdown, and even more clinical than that. You all getting all the granular details. When they tell all the X amount of people who died were vaccinated, they lie. It's more than that. Yeah? When you try and think. And we know there's plenty more people than that, but that's what they're saying is only so much and so much. All kind of thing. Well, they're attacking them. All the graphs and the this, all they don't need that, they're teaching all like in school, all of that, all the set up breakdown thing. But Faith be Israel giving it to all it. Same way, right? Oh, and we love Faith too bad. Because, yeah, she's giving it to us nice. Such details, and the minister ain't doing that. Huh? Obviously, because all they do like the PNM, all they disgusting. The petticoat showing and it bright yellow. When I read these comments, anyway, I don't know what. They just upset me.
But Dominic, I was going to tell you that this is the second day. Well, yesterday, was the second day. The Ministry of Health changed the entire dashboard with the information on everything that is COVID between Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
Look, I'll pull it up in front of me, because remember I do this report every day.
Yeah.
And they change up the entire dashboard, which gives you even more information.
And this is not the first time they've done that.
And the dashboard before was very informative.
Yes.
Very, very informative. And then we have our press release every day.
Right.
So according to you, the hypocrites, man, they won't stop, can't stop, won't stop.
Yes, apparently the only way you'll get to tell us you need to bring Faith B. Israel. She needs to sit in on the as part of the panel for the daily briefings too. Yeah. So coming from when Terrence said he lying, when Roshan said he lying, Dr. Richards and Dr. Hines, when they tell all that, oh, they're lying. It's more than that. They just want people to know it's the vaccine. Oh, when it is vaccinated, people dead. All of a sudden, everybody has comorbidities.
She has a medical background, correct?
Yes, I think she's...
Okay, cool.
Hold on.
I was trying to remember.
Yeah, but when you say it, yeah, it's true. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the information that we get. Yes. Now we get, yeah.
Because this new dashboard even shows how much boosters were administered. You know, so I don't know what they're trying to get at. I mean,
because you see, there's this dotish narrative that the government, that if the statistics that the government putting out there is to frighten people, right? To frighten people into going and take the vaccine when take it. That's the dotish talk. And now, of course, they continue to exploit the death of Kenny J.
Yeah, boy.
That's a nonsense. They're ridiculous, you know.
I seen, but the man's family, only taking into consideration the man's family and how they feeling at this time is this certain nonsense, and sharing these videos that only cropping and re-editing and
So I saw a guy who goes by the name of Real Talk in Real Time or something. So originally was Dr. Real. At one time he used to call in the station, an Aisha program or whatever it is. I think he used to with Petrogen, and we have a grouse against the government, right?
Okay.
So he does a video, Facebook Live, talking about how he had a COVID and he took ivermectin and he recovered. And apparently now he's been dispensing ivermectin and he's given it to some 20 people. I don't know if it's at a cost.
Who the hell are you in here?
And the minister has been talking about that. So this gentleman apparently, he's alone to himself. So he decides to do a live to talk about, the government now coming down on people with ivermectin and so on. And you want to know, yes, I gave it out to 20 people and whatnot. But first of all, where is he getting it from? That these people who you give it to couldn't go and get it. Is it available? It's not available in the pharmacy, right? The doctors have expressed concern and consternation with people who are self-medicating with ivermectin. But what was interesting about that, Bruce, is that, again, when I read the comments, about 5 different people in those comments saying that they had COVID and they take ivermectin. Everybody telling you to take different dosage. And that has been the issue. Because the ivermectin has not been approved for use to treat COVID, there is no established protocol with respect to dosage. So, 5 earlier, and have no medical background, but who take 5 milligrams for whatever, and this one, so everybody take a different amount and it works for everybody. How? So what is the correct dosage? You know, he didn't talk about that in the video. He didn't tell people they must take this. I see another one who take it said you're taking the dosage is based on your weight, your body weight. Oh. Well, I said, what? Really? Apparently this person went to the University of Facebook. So I can't understand that. How 5 different people and 5 different dosages they take. Right? And it work. So all you're not concerned about overdosing. That you don't want to take a vaccine that you don't know what's in it. You know what's in ivermectin? You study it. How long they take to develop ivermectin? Because all you know, 1 year is not enough for them to develop a vaccine. Vaccine is normally take 5 to 10 years. And how long they took to develop ivermectin? All you taking it. All you know that? What is the ingredients? Any of the ingredients in the vaccine is the same as ivermectin? All you can tell me that? No, you don't know that. But you're taking it because why? You say, yeah, people using it and it's working, huh? Yeah, but people taking the vaccine and no problems. We ain't talking about that. But you're taking a drug, you know nothing about that was approved for use in animals to treat parasites in animals. Yeah, that making sense. Sure. I don't know. Well, this government and as far as I'm aware, all the members of the government took the vaccine. So all who breaks down talking as that nonsense. Whatever it is, or if they post it, or they think because this and that and then you get this and get that. So the government ministers then happen to them. The same ones who trying to post all the things or let's say will happen. When happen to them?
Dominic, our family lost one of our loved ones yesterday to COVID.
Condolences.
Thank you. And what is bugging me is that the individual had no intentions of taking a vaccine. They were strong anti-vax. And when I got the news yesterday, boy, that whole thing just mashed me up because I saying, just yesterday morning I was telling Sharon that, and then to come home to hear that. And I saying, but, people not easy out here. You will faster listen to somebody that is against something and agree with the person than you would listen to somebody who is for this thing, whatever it is. It come like today or tomorrow I come on the radio and I say, boy, I see Dominic walking down the road and looking like if, he ain't know himself. Nobody, most people would be like, yeah, that what has happened to them. And but you wouldn't say, but what happened to Dominic? You wouldn't try to find out if that is true.
Yeah.
Wrong the same time I saying that you just passed by there and you never saw. But you hear where you start to think, but like I didn't see him, I didn't notice him. You be quick to believe something negative. Quick to believe something negative.
Never had all moments in Trinidad.
Boy,
I'm still looking forward to coming back. I mean, this is the longest I've ever been in the US on one state. Yeah, so I was looking forward to sleeping in my own bed last night, but it's delayed by one day. I'll appreciate it even more when I get back. But as we let's go back quickly to that topic, of COVID. And this is the problem why this thing spread. Right? I have a friend I was speaking to yesterday. She's telling me she has symptoms of COVID. So she's been quarantining for the last 12 days. I said, but ain't you thought you had COVID a few months ago? So you get it again? The first time she thought she had it, she didn't want to go and check. No, I don't need to go and do no test. I know it's COVID. So I will just quarantine for my 14 days, and after that 14 days, I said, you're aware that the 14 days, right, is the incubation period for COVID. But COVID doesn't last 14 days. There are people who've had COVID for weeks and months.
Yep.
So when people thinking, well, if I have it for after 14 days, it's gone. No, that 14 days does not speak to the length of time that the COVID would be in your body, that you would be sick. Different people, depending on their state of health, it lasts longer, which is why some people don't recover. Some people die. Some people have been in hospital in Hoover for 20-something days and 30-something days and longer, right? So I say, well, so the first time, so I've not really heard too many cases of persons getting reinfected. So it means that the first time you didn't have it, and yet the same thing you do this time, you think you have it, so you're quarantined for 14 days. And then after 14 days, you're good, you're going back out until you get the symptoms again and you get it a third time. So all who want to self-diagnose, rather than go and pay to do the test to confirm and figure I would take 14 days home and I go, it don't work so, right? That don't make no sense. But that's the problem. Some all you get symptoms and you probably really have it, but you're too cheap to go and do a test. Or there are places where you can get it for free. You don't want to go and do that. So you tell yourself 14 days, and at the end of 14 days, you really have it. And then your system probably still and you're asymptomatic. And you going about your business like normal. Going in the grocery, the bank, you're going to work wherever it is, right? And you're infecting people. Is any wonder that the numbers continue to be over 500 and 600? You understand? All your doctors with all your Facebook degree is why the numbers is where it is, and why, and both in terms of deaths and the daily infections. You probably are the most affected doctors in the world. Everybody's a doctor.
Man, you seen that? Doctorate giving out just so.
Yeah, just so.
I don't know, boy. This thing.
People not taking this thing serious, Bruce. I mean, like yesterday when I went to do the COVID test, and people was like, okay, so you're just pulling the mask under your nose, right? You're not taking the full mask off because they're taking the precautions there. The numbers are ridiculous. Everywhere you go that they're doing COVID testing, the lines are extremely long. Extremely long, especially where it's free. Because last week, when my friends and I were here, when we tried to go to, they were trying to get it for free. And the Broward County department had several outlets where they were doing it. And we decided to go down to Zoo Miami. So we said, okay, quiet down Zoo Miami. We didn't go quiet down there. The police had to block up a whole lane of cars line up to go in there, Bruce. Quite all the way down on the highway. When I see that, I say, forget that. You gotta pay, you know. You gotta pay. I'm not going through that. And even if you find, and it was coming close to their time of departure, so even if you found somewhere free, there's no guarantee that you're going to get it back in 24 hours again because of the volume of people who are now seeking to get tested because they're frightened, they're seeing the deaths. And it's not from Omicron, eh? Because they said the Omicron doesn't invade your lungs, which is why it's not as severe as Delta and the earlier versions of COVID. So I know a lot of people now who are in their 50s and so on, and taking chance, like my direct manager. He ain't even in the house, you know. Nah, not he. Yeah.
Oh gosh, the man right.
Get that. Yeah. And if you come by the man house before you come inside, take up all your clothes, you gotta spray it out, you don't take no chances. Whatever. So, yeah. I don't know, since I come up here, I've had this cough that just would not go away. So I ain't not taking no chances because I know whenever I get sick, I end up having a cough for months.
Yeah.
So I have something lung related. Me?
And?
Yeah.
I don't know, boy. People not. They're just sad, yes, boy.
It is unfortunate, but yeah, when this thing will be behind us, in 2020, we never thought that 2022, we would still be dealing with this thing at least to the extent and the capacity that we are.
That is it.
And you know, and what's amazing, Bruce, is the fact that in this day and age in 2022, where we inclined to think, well, with all the modern technology, how come they have a treatment for cancer? How come they? But they have a vaccine for COVID. No, they find now that too soon. They need to take 5 and 10 and 15 years to develop a vaccine first, and then we'll say it's acceptable. But you want to know how come it will have and then those who tell you, well, vaccine's supposed to cure you. So if it didn't cure you, it's not a vaccine. Really? So when your parents as a child, when they took you to get vaccinated for this and that, the other minute, that wasn't a vaccine that you get for the common cold and all these things. That wasn't a vaccine that you get. When you go and you step on a rusty nail, tetanus in your backside. That's not a vaccine.
Who inside of that, Dominic? that have a kind of name, tetanus.
Yeah.
Who inside of that? But let me tell you something, eh? God forbid, right? You have some sort of incident.
Yes.
Where a rusted nail or piece of BRC puncture your skin.
Yeah.
And you reach in the hospital, oh God, pain, thing, nail, wherever it was, rusty, thing, oh God, I need a tetanus. You're telling the person that's examining you that, you know. And you need a tetanus shot, oh God, come now, organize me.
Yeah.
So, do you know what is in the tetanus shot?
Yeah.
You know you're going to cuss. You know you're going to cuss that person, right?
Exactly.
You know that person going on here some this and that from you, right?
Yeah.
Because I pain one. I get joke with her seen it. I know how long it go take for me to get infected. I don't want to lose my leg, my foot, my hand, whatever the case might be. Just hurry up and choke it now. Put in the tetanus shot. Don't wait.
Yeah. You get snake bite. Doc, before I give me that shot, when I vaccine it, how long it take to approve that vaccine?
Yeah.
I said, let me go up on Facebook and do some research. I get back to you just now, right? Yeah, you lie down there. Right. You're going to do a surgery. Doc, you can give me a list of all the vaccines that you're going to use, any medication and so on. All right, yeah, no problem. I'll check us back in 6 months now after we do all the research and stuff, and we will do your surgery. When you're in a situation and you don't care, you don't want to know. Whatever all you have to do, whatever medication, when you have to get blood transfusion, you want to know the type, and you want to know the medical history and who donate the blood? No, I just need it because I don't want to dead. You see? Same people. Think now. Think. They only want to take China.
The most common one. I have a headache, a toothache, or some sort of ache. Good day, ma'am. Good day, sir. Will you have ibuprofen?
Yeah.
When that? When that?
Paracetamol.
What the biggest one you have? 800 milligrams. What that?
Yes.
Before you even leave, you don't take 2 and throw it down the hatch. What in it?
Yeah. You ain't know and you ain't care. Well, you know there's pain how to go, and they say that it work. Yeah.
In the hospital. You're holding the little thing that is rolled.
Yes.
Stand that is rolled with the drips.
Yeah.
And you're walking, oh God, no sign pain. Oh God, give me something for the pain. I want something for the pain. The nurse do something, get something. Take 2 in that. Take 2 in that. What is that? What in that? All you know, you want the pain to go. That is what you know. You want the pain to go. I am not saying to just throw anything down your system, but let me be real.
Yeah.
Let us be real. Everything that is negative, we run to believe that. Something positive comes at you and you like you don't yourself know how to accept it.
So we like to buy into propaganda. And just to give you an example, up here, one of my friends messaged me to see if I find any Advil cold and flu up here because she said that she can't get it in Trinidad and that's the only thing that's really good for her sinus allergy and so. So I went into CVS over the counter. They want ID. I get my passport. So now we need US ID.
Wow.
So I don't have any US ID, but we can sell it. Advil, cold and flu that we take for granted. We can just walk in the pharmacy and pick up these things on the shelf and go by the cash and pay for it. Here, you must present ID for these things. Over-the-counter drugs that require prescription and so on. And like with Trinidad, they could just go out. I could get two packers, so on, whatever. And not here. It's prescription drugs, come with your prescription. You can just come and walk in and request it over the counter. It works so. Certain things, non-steroidals, right? We need ID. You're a foreigner, you don't have US ID, can't help you. Go and find somebody who have US ID and let it come back with you and buy it. Otherwise, we will recommend something else.
Wow.
Yeah. It's serious.
Well, we had to go to the break. You leaving now or 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
It's 7 o'clock. That'll be 7 o'clock here.
Okay, cool. So, guys, we go to the break and we will be right back. Keep it locked.
This thing is a must. So love we now, just love we now. I said love we now, hey love we, just love we now. I must find a place to jump, I get with a big now. I must find a back now, even if it's what you want. I must find a go with something to drink, getting on the beat, getting on steam. I must find a go with something to play, so I can have Sunday and Tuesday. So love we now, love we, just love we now. I said love we now, hey love we, just love we now. Everybody get on bad, everybody get on bad, everybody get on bad. In that bed or in your yard and it's we inside, we outside, we inside, and we outside, we inside, we outside, party inside, party outside. I must spend a savannah to have a panorama. I must spend a flat woman, where she all over the van. I must spend a section 2 big morning, paint powder all over my skin. I must spend a riding sense, cause no way out to the rest of this time. Love we now, I said love we, just love we now. Hey love we, just love we now. You have to love we, just love we now. Everybody get on bad, everybody get on bad, everybody get on bad. In that bed or in your yard and it's we inside, we outside, we inside, and we outside, we inside, we outside, party inside, party outside. We gon' still be think and don't feel like it is Juve. We gon' still be in the costume Monday and Tuesday. Just doing something for the road, something for this road. We gon' still be popping bottles like we on our road, right? Everybody take a sip, no cooler can hide. All we want is something for the road, something for this road. So love we now, love we, just love we now. I said love we now, hey love we, just love we now. I must find a place to jump, I get with a big now. I must find a back now, even if it's what you want. I must find a go with something to drink, getting on the beat, getting on steam. I must find a go with something to play, so I can have Sunday and Tuesday. So love we now, love we, just love we now. I said love we now, hey love we, just love we now. Everybody get on bad, everybody get on bad, everybody get on bad. In the road or in the yard and it's we inside, we outside, we inside, and we outside, we inside, we outside, party inside. This thing is a must. Oh, carnival is a must. Hey, this thing is a
Trump Stores doing it once again this Christmas season. It's
Sharon's?
Yes, Sharon's for Christmas. Get the latest design and patterns of exclusive rugs and vinyl. Also our brand new toys such as Transformers, drones, WWE wrestler stars, remote control cars, all sizes of helicopters at ridiculous prices, LED Christmas lights and amazing Christmas decorations. Also at Sharon's one-stop, lots of gift items. It's Christmas like never before at Sharon's. Everything is going cheap, cheap, cheap. Also, check out the latest women's wear. And while you're there, you can pick up some storybooks for the kids for the season. Remember, Sharon's is cheaper this Christmas. Also available are unique items such as household decor and ornaments for your home. Sharon's will be open on Sundays until Christmas.
So hurry now to Sharon's
This Christmas for all your Christmas items
at Sharon's 3 locations. Eastern Main Road, San Juan. Eastern Main Road, Tunapuna. Ground floor, Trin City Mall, Trin City. Every item you need in one place.
Sharon's is cheaper this Christmas, so shop now.
Shop at New City Mall and check out our premium selection of high-quality clothing and accessories for men and women. Save on all items with competitive prices and courteous service throughout the entire mall. New City Mall is located in the heart of Port of Spain with entrances at 3 Charlotte Street and number 41 Independence Square. We offer a variety of shirts, long and short sleeve, round and V-neck tops, vests, caps, hats, sunglasses, briefs, boxers, shorts, swim trunks, denim, jeans, long and 3/4, socks, sneakers, casual and athletic, shoes, dressy and fashionable, dresses, formal and casual, skirts, lingerie, undergarments, and a wide range of accessories. Come check us out as we also have clothing and accessories like Levi's, Clarks, Armani Exchange, Hollister, American Eagle, Ralph Lauren, Nike Air Force and Air Max, Puma, Adidas, Timberland, Academics, Aeropostale, Old Navy, Forever 21, Hanes, Dockers, Guess, Converse, and so much more. We have barbers, hairstylists, as well as weave and wigs on sale. All at New City Mall. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Sale, sale, sale.
It's the weekend! And we're liming online. Group video calls on BIP. Binging new series. Gassing up friends on IG. And dancing to the hottest songs on T-Music. Enjoy the rhythms, the vibes, the old talk. And live your best digital life with a one-day Digicel Prime bundle. Get 20 gigabytes of any use LTE data, dedicated app data for music, movies, video calls, and more. Plus 30 anywhere minutes and free Digicel calls for only $25. Digicel, better together.
If you're experiencing pain, constipation, headaches, poor blood circulation, high or low blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, swollen or darkened feet, come visit us at Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle offer a wide range of services. Come and experience our new 3D analyzer, which allows you to have a look inside your body. We also provide live blood analysis, iridology, ionic foot detox with foot soak and foot massage, aquatherapy, full body massage, and organic supplements on sale such as Nano Silver, Nano Zinc, Body Light, cold pressed sesame oil, and more. Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. For more information, call 275-8359 or 288-1108.
Join Nicole Huggins for Health and Wealth Lifestyle every Monday from 9:05 a.m. to 9:55 a.m. right here on the street 919 FM.
Join Pastor Kelvin Heinerine and friends for The Way, The Truth, The Life Radio Ministry, a Church of God ministry, live on the street 919 FM from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. This and every Sunday on the street 919 FM. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father except through me. John chapter 14, verse 6. For further information, contact
686-3845, 349-5178, or 342-7303.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Friday night, Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. and Friday night, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer for our nation. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM. Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
So welcome back on the inside. If you're just joining us, you're locked on to the Street 919 FM. This is your Titans of Democracy. Yes, Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Just making sure that I sort out everything here. I'm playing that. But I don't want on the way to the airport I realize I forget something. Like when I went to New York and came back. Well, first I thought I didn't have my passport. Right? So I offered my driver's permit. Because in the US it's domestic flight, so you don't need to present a passport. Yeah. ID would do, but that only applies to citizens. If you're a non-citizen, you must have your passport, and I thought I left mine. I did put it in the bag, I just didn't realize until I got to New York. So, coming back now, our passport and stuff. So I get off the plane, we reach back here, and 3 other people who I was with, they got the last seats in the plane, right? Down to the back. So I got seat number 1E, so I come out first. So I stand up right in the gangway as I come off the plane, they're waiting for them to come. And so I stand up there for about 10 minutes waiting. I see where Israel people is playing hardware. So I see the captain come off and he walking now. He comes out the plane now. I'm a little way down the gangway, right? And so I see him come out and he's walking his head down and he have a document in hand. Not my business, so whatever, he doing whatever. So at the very point, Bruce, and look how things just work out there, just as the man approached me, he just happened to look up and see me standing there, right? But his head was down all the time. So if he had kept his head down, he'd have passed me straight and go anyway. So as he happened to look up now, he just glanced me and then he just passed me and then he turned around and he said, are you Romain? I say, yeah. He says, I think this is yours, my passport. I said, I think you're going to need this. He's like, well, even with the mask, I was able to recognize you. I said, Lord, hey, if it is these people wasn't at the back of the plane and they would be, we would have been long gone.
What
right?
is it?
Yeah. So I said, look how take this book out, eh?
Yeah, we'd be having a different conversation this morning.
Yeah, that would have been pressure. Yeah, I said, nah, boy, that can't be coincidence. The man just happened to look up at the very time that he just happened up at. Otherwise, he would have gone wherever it is he was going with it, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I just happened to be standing there waiting for these folks, and yeah, so crazy. Yeah, I say like, what the hell, the US trying to keep me here? I like being here, but not that much. I'm not back in my house now. Jeez, boy. Hey. Yeah. The good thing I could say about coming on these shop cruises is that you always go back with a little less weight. I mean, physically. Yeah. I didn't eat last night until because with all the up and down trying to get to the airport and because when I get to the airport, I'll pick up something to eat. And I told her back and I'll have to leave when I left the airport to go to do that PCR test and then all of that stuff to organize to get a new flight. I didn't eat anything until probably 9 o'clock last night. So, yeah. And I was waiting for the results of the PCR test because they told me I would have gotten the results in 1 hour. And I didn't get it until probably 10 hours later. But I was grateful because I had to do the TT travel pass, which is another stress by itself. Yeah, one thing you had to put in. Yeah. So, I'm not looking forward to having to go and stand up in that long line when I get back for them to check all the documents and so on. But it looks as if the plane isn't going to have too many people because when I went on to because I was trying to get onto Caribbean Airlines to change my flight and waste that time. So when I get back to Trinidad, I probably have to contact them and see if I could probably get a credit to use.
Yeah.
Because I already wasted money. Travelocity really screwed me over with that New York flight when JetBlue canceled the flight and then we had to rebook with Delta. I've been trying to get back my money from Travelocity. JetBlue is telling me to contact Travelocity because I booked through them. And when they call Travelocity and phone, they're telling you your wait time is 8 hours and all kind of madness. So I might just forego. I do have the patience. Yeah, so I'm trying to find where I could send them an email. I'll just get my travel credit so I could use it in the future. Yeah, so, you know, this stress. But I saw where the, so when I went on to book another flight, I saw American Airlines. First, the price was $165 US one way. I said, well, I just want to go home. So let me give it 10 minutes. Going back on, $138. Say, okay, I give it a few more minutes, give it about an hour, going back on, $104. I could work with that. So, I book it one time. You played that, right? Yeah, so, I just wanted to deposit some money in Bank of America, but I don't know how I'm doing that because I really don't have the time this morning, but I saw they have a branch in Miami Airport, so I'm hoping I'd rather take no shuttle and no kind of thing to get otherwise. I will just have to wait until whenever I come back. Yeah, I don't know when that will. Yeah.
I'll call it to Sharon. When you're coming back, we coming too.
Yes. I done tell Sharon already. All I have to worry about accommodation. I have plenty room here. All are good. We just rent a car and wherever I want to go, we go in. Let's come.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yes.
It's been a while.
So
my granny.
The shopping is great, I must say. I said this time at this trip I wasn't going to do much shopping, Bruce. Well, forget that. Forget that. Because they had Christmas sale, so you know I get caught up in that. I run in a store and I say I like this shoe and I like that one and I like this pants and ooh, that sneakers look good, boy. Yeah, pick up that. Catch my tail to try and bag is 50 something pounds. Alright, I get a next bag, put thing here and put thing there. So you see how that goes when I get to the airport. Yeah.
Credit card on fire.
Boy, Kara, yesterday, it talk about credit card on fire, Bruce. When I went to book the flight yesterday, decline. But I don't understand. How the transaction decline? I know I have money on my credit card. So I tried again, decline. I said, but this is craziness. I pull up, go on and thing, I check my balance. I have more than enough money on the card to.
Yeah.
So I called my cousin working in FCB. I say, hey, you're working today? She said, no, where need? I said, well, I trying to book another flight to come home and every time I put you with the card did not going through, declining transaction. So let me check. She called. Which people? She called me back. She said, they say you exceed the Forex limit. on your card. I said, well, how I could have exceeded the forex limit on my card? I made sure I went to credit card center before I left, and they told me that for this cycle I could spend up to 6,000 US. I said, I don't think I spent 6,000 US. Nah, not that I can recall. I said, well, that what they say? Yes, I said, but I don't remember spending that much money. Yeah. So I had to go back now and check or because every time I make a purchase, an email comes up telling me, okay, this was approved, was the TT amount as the case may be, and this is what my balance is. So I try to figure out when and where did I spend 6,000 US in 2 weeks. So I said, but I know I also use my Bank of America credit card. So not everything that I bought here, I bought with First Citizens. So I think I'm gonna go back. Yeah. So
technology, boy.
Yeah. Thank God for that. Yes, I don't know how people used to make out rules before Waze, coming up here as a foreigner. How the hell you getting around? Even with Waze is stress, Bruce. I come out from the airport yesterday, you put in, and then Waze will tell you in half a mile, exit right. Exit right. No. You're watching the road in front of you, and as I told you, the road here different. So you have an exit so Bruce, and then you have the road going straight. So it's all right. Which in 200 meters, keep left. But you tell me exit right, and then tell me keep. And then all right. So you had to figure it out on the play, all right. But I'm supposed to go so, and then you realize, all right, no, but I have a right here too. All right, let me go straight so. When you go straight, no, you miss the exit. So recalculate, send you back around. The one good thing about is the networks of roads that they have here, Bruce. If you miss, I guess they realize if you miss that, I need to get it back on. Well, in some cases, you have to drive 3-4 miles before you get an opportunity for next exit to turn around and come back and make you turn around kind of. But yeah. So if you don't have GPS, how people used to do it, I don't know. Kudos to all you. If you know somebody up here, pressure. Yeah.
Well, you take the number 2 bus. You ask the driver. I want to go so. Where do I get off? Yeah. When you get off here, right? And then you walk down there. And when you come, you'll see the number 6 bus coming, you take that bus. And mind you, don't take the wrong number bus, Nah. Problems.
You see that? I afraid that is too much connecting buses. And take the number 2 bus and then you drop out and at the corner such and such street and then you wait there and then you take the number 6 bus and that thing. You see me? Let me just rent the car and use Waze, buy a data plan, and do what it is that I had to do.
I remember the first time I visited the States. I was still in school, in secondary school. And my uncle and them, everybody has a vehicle. But they want to show you around the place. So come, let me go and take a bus ride. No problem, we take it. Go. We just reaching right there, but so when you reach, we take this number bus. So you have to take this number bus to reach here. And when you come off here, you're taking that next number bus to reach so.
Right.
So I say, but look at our next bus coming. No, don't take that bus. If you take that bus, you're going down. I say, And now the thing about it is they've been over there for so long and they have it down to a T now. And now everybody has their vehicle, nobody in taking the bus again. But if they need to, they could tell you, okay, when you go along the street here, you wait, you take this number bus. When you take that bus, it takes you there. You come out at this spot, you walk here, you walk there, you take this bus, and it goes so on. Say what, boy?
Yeah.
How much money for gas in the car?
You walk out on the corner, taxi, you boy, maxi stop, you drop, right. Me, it's too, and a little too complicated. I'm not going through that. It's like when we went to New York, when we were coming back from when we went to try and get the cruise to go to the Statue of Liberty. So we have a map. The tour people give us this map. So we're trying to figure out where we're going. Well, all right, so we're here by Pier 36. All right, so that is here, the map saying, well, if we had to go back up the road to try and catch the bus, the tour bus to take us back around to by where the hotel is, where we had to walk up here. So we watching, all right, well, you know when the map is looking close. Yeah, that's right there, man. Well, Bruce, we walk, a foot killing me. We end up in Chinatown. And that is real Chinatown, Bruce. Real Chinatown. So, well, all right, well, Little Italy is right next to Chinatown. So, we going so, we see Little Italy. Yeah, but based on what the map's in here, Times Square is right there. We walk in, we see the Empire State Building. I said, look at right there, man. Bruce, we walk. Till we couldn't see the Empire State Building no more. Walk in, go in and start, we thirsty. So let's get some water. So one of my friends, she asked the guy, excuse, how far is Times Square from here? The guy said, you walk in? She said, yeah. He said, no, you can't walk. That's 30 blocks from here. I said, but, yeah. He said, you had to go to the next corner and take the train, and you're taking the yellow train, not the green train, the yellow train, and then you're taking it to 42nd Street, and then they get off at 42nd Street and all kind of bacana. I say, so when we reach on by the ticket going on and the subway, train, yellow line, this one, what train to take? If you take the wrong train, you end up Yeah. So we asked a fella, I say a fella stand up smoking, I say, excuse you, can tell us where which train takes you to Times Square? But he don't know. I suppose, but you want the subway, you live in America, you don't know? Right. So he go and ask somebody else and he come back and they say, well, I take this train, some uptown, whatever train. And they say, well, this one passes there, but this one has more stop services. So take, okay. Drop out on 42nd Street, and then that was another walk. So the good thing, when we came into New York, and I noticed some of the landmarks while we were in the taxi, I remember, all right, the taxi passed there, and they passed there, I remember seeing this, so we were on the right track. So we stand up there, we didn't know where to go. So this old lady came up to us, she sounded Middle Eastern, like she probably from one of those countries and thing there. And she's like, you all need help, you all lost? We said, well, yeah, we're trying to get to West 46th Street, Hotel Rio. And she said, oh, well, you need to walk up so and turn down so and then go so on. Well, that didn't help. It helped some because it got us closer, right? Because when you just said, she had said we had to go so, we were supposed to go so. I can't remember, you know. Yeah. Eventually, we found it. Thank goodness. Walk and thing and yeah. So it was but all that is add to the experience. But you learn the place. It's too big. It's just too big. Yeah. So, well, I saw, before we open the lines, I saw the Tobago Executive Council, right? Is having a 5-day retreat that I think started yesterday and it ends on Sunday, right? And they have a host of guest speakers. So it's a training session for the new secretaries and the assistant secretaries and all these people, right? And they have people the likes of Reginald Dumas and L. Anthony Watkins and Associates. Everything, cast. You know? And I'm saying, but wait. And Fali say, it ain't no money. And Fali say that the PNM left the Tobago Treasury on a bed of thorns. And in the future, if it is that you attend the THA event, there will be no tea plates, and no juice, and no sandwiches. There will be no refreshments. So is it that the attendees to this 5-day retreat will be asked to walk with your own refreshments?
Walk with your Thomas.
Yes.
Walk with your
Or is it that we're going to have a potluck, everybody bring a dish every day, and we share, and we taste everybody had? Because in the absence of that, it means that all of a sudden the THA find money to be able to not only, well, I don't know if they're using a THA own facility, but some of the people that they have as guest speakers and so on who just come in to talk, they're not cheap. So you have money to pay for that, but where the money come from? And the purse string tight is only pennies and lint in the coffers. You have no money. You can't have any money to pay the people the $1,000 gratuity because the last PNM administration squandered the money. But you have money for a 5-day retreat. Even when this administration have the retreat, it's usually about 3 days, Bruce. And the Prime Minister will have it at the diplomatic center, Bruce, to save money. not but yesterday made it. What today makes it 1 month since they won the election and already 5 days retreat. Really? Well, you couldn't do that in 3, and you couldn't get people from the different divisions, the heads of departments and so on to come and bring all up to speak. This is people who've been working there for donkey years, for the last how many years, so they are okura with what is required. Well, you couldn't bring them to talk for Africa. They getting paid for that. You need to hire all of these different men and women of letters to come and speak to you all and lecture you on etiquette and so on and what is required and how the different things function and all that. 5 days, whole day. So all I had to get breakfast, lunch, probably an evening snack too. And the people who come into talk to Ole, well, unless Ole tell them walk with their own refreshments, they had to eat too. What you all eating? Fingernail? Or as they say, windpie, nothing chops and a cool glass of Savannah Breeze, Fally? Well, you're jokey, we. Yeah. Take that train up to Tobago. The time when you went, all you who vote for them, when you all have to attend a THA function, walk with your own, make sure you eat before you reach. Otherwise, pressure, gas in your waist. But when them having the thing,
refreshments will not be provided.
Oh, refreshments, but Lord, that thing to carry home. Well, all right. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I tell you, somebody, the man didn't read the playbook correct. How could you have a function or retreat or anything like that without refreshments? I'm waiting to hear about that, you know. I'm waiting to hear about that.
Because the media not interested in that, right? Okay, that don't have bacchanal that is tied to the PNM. Okay, if it was PNM related, we're interested in that. Liz Williams would have been all over that, like white on rice. Okay, but no, they ain't interested. Forget Pali say that. Nobody ain't talking about the $1,000 gosh up, but you bet your bottom dollar if the PNM had won and they had promised that, oh, they would have hear them. Yeah, but to be okay with that, man, yeah, we know the PNM raid the treasury to have money, that's why we can't get. That's the only reason why it's not Pali for. So the $50 million that it has sit down there that he said in unspent balances, nah, that's enough for that. We good. It's all right. It's Pali. We like Pali. We buy. We like Watson. Speaking of Watson, I have a question I want to ask Watson. Right? So Watson is no longer the PSA president. No longer. And this new man, what's his name? Batiste, who replaced Watson. I understand that he was Watson's mentor while Watson was at WASA. Right? And I saw a picture going around where apparently so he has now inherited the Range Rover, the white Range Rover, I think is PDE 7777. 7. Good numbers. So, is Mr. Batiste receiving the very same remuneration package that Mr. Duke was receiving as the PSA president? And if so, is it shared with Mr. Duke? I'm just asking the question. Because as I pointed out on several occasions before, Mr. Duke has had to take an almost 66.6% cut in salary, in monthly take-home, from what he was taking home as the PSA president and then the other boards and so on that he was sitting on, all of which he's had to give up to become deputy chief secretary. So given the fact that Mr. Duke's pay packet, which by and large would have played a significant role in the lifestyle that he's enjoyed for the past 15 years, is there some arrangement between the two, this guy who seems to have been handpicked by Mr. Duke? Up to now, I don't know where he come from. Is it that the process didn't allow for the nomination of candidates, for there to be a vote, so that there was only one name proposed? But what does the PSA constitution say about that? Does it allow for multiple names to be proposed and for it to take a vote, or the outgoing president just say, hey, look, man, he's endorsed by myself, vote for he, and that's how it works? So, and then this man, Mr. Batiste, just became the PSA president. What is his background in industrial relations? And I mean, that goes beyond just sitting behind a desk and signing paper. I've never heard of Mr. Batiste prior to this. Does Mr. Batiste have the capacity and the wherewithal to pick up a bullhorn like Mr. Duke and go and stand up on the road and blast the government? Is Mr. Batiste inclined to put on, to dress up like a bishop and go and stand up on the steps of the Hall of Justice and sing hymns? Is Mr. Batiste of the caliber to go and stand up on table and demand things for his workers? Because up to now, Mr. Batiste has been PSA president for today, will make it 6 days, and we've not heard or seen Mr. Batiste as far as I'm aware. So is he just going to be an office PSA president that he's just going to sign checks and and so on, and send out edicts from his office, but he will not be seen or heard. And is that what you want in a union leader? Up to now, 5 days, public servants, you all have no idea what your union leader looks like, other than the pictures you've seen on TV or seen in the newspapers. What does that say about him? What does that say about what you can expect in terms of representation? So you see the type, let's just have a meeting with the minister and we go and we sit down in the office and we and so on and that's it, and we discuss, but he's not one to advocate as is normally seen. Is it that he's afraid of the sun? So he's not one to put on a jersey and go and stand up in the hot sun and, like Roger and them, or Mr. Duke. You see, that's the problem. You all accepted somebody who was just foisted on you. You know nothing of the individual, even except if you're working WhatsApp and you know a little bit about him. But that's about it. So what is he going to do? Well, they're still griping about since earlier in 2013 salaries. So is it that 2023 going to come and you're still griping about that? Or is it that Mr. Duke is just going to ensure the Tobago public servants that he advocates and does what he can in his new capacity as deputy, but all in Trinidad, all tail? Well, we will see. I don't know. I just find it strange that up to now, Mr. Batiste didn't see it fit to call a press conference or nothing to talk. But, yeah.
You give me an idea, he'll call one later, man.
Yeah?
You call one later. I always thought that the president of the PSA is somebody who is elected.
But that's what I thought. So is it that this is just due proxy and I put a mandate to warm a seat for me just in case? But again, I'm asking the question. Is Mr. Batiste going to receive the full remuneration packet that Mr. Duke was receiving, which I understand? It's alleged was close to $79,000, in addition to whatever other perks and so on. And given the fact that Mr. Batiste would not have been working for this type of money before, is there some arrangement between himself and Mr. Duke where perhaps, some of that can still go to Mr. Duke to compensate him for putting the crown on Mr. Batiste's head? I'm not saying that is what happened. I'm just asking the question, is there an arrangement between the two of them? But of course, we know we'll never hear about that. Mr. Batiste isn't going to come and say that. Mr. Duke ain't going to talk about that. And that is that. I just, knowing the man that Watson Duke is, I just find it passing curious that he is prepared to accept a 66% cut in pay and expect to continue to live the same lifestyle that he's been leading for the past how many years, unless you have some sort of backup plan, which is either to exhaust the money that your wife's company has gotten in contracts, or if an arrangement has been made between yourself and Mr. Batiste. But I leave it there. I leave it there. You could open the lines, Bruce.
When is the election? Now I want to know.
Well,
that's what I want to know. When is and who calls this election?
Yeah,
that is the next thing.
Yeah, I just find men like Oral Sanders and Nixon Calendar and these guys too quiet on this matter. I find it too quiet because based on the way things seem to have gone on, that was a coup. That they hijacked the conference of delegates, or whatever it is. That could never be right to me. That Mr. Where Batiste come from? How his name come in the mix? Who pick him?
When I hear he is the successor, I like so.
Oh, what was the process? It wasn't an open process when names could be submitted, and how does that work? Does the PSA constitution say that the outgoing president could? No, so suppose Watson Duke had demitted office by death, right? I mentioned that, but suppose he had died. How would that process have gone down? Is it that the first vice president would have acted or something, or she would have chosen somebody? I do understand. To me, the more democratic process would have been a by-election, or as the case may be, so that the public servants could have a say in it, right? But we always want to talk about Trinidad and Tobago, all these bleeding hearts who want to talk about democracy dead and democracy. This clown Victor Roberts, who want to be dragging coffin, or whatever his name is, all over the place to talk about democracy dead and the president kill it and the prime minister kill it. Who killed democracy in the PSA? You don't care about that? You're not concerned about dictatorship in the PSA, the largest union in the country, or so. We don't have a problem with dictatorship in there, right? But you're only alleging dictatorship in the government. But where it is that the well-being of public servants is concerned, you ain't concerned about that. So they're still working on 2013 salaries in 2022. Right? Now we understand that the government have money and so on, but at least show that they're doing something now. Well, we wait to see how soon or we will see or hear from the new PSA president. Where is he in hiding in his ivory tower on Abercrombie Street? Getting paid all that salary, assuming driving around in big Range Rover.
Well, if the Range Rover done gone to him already, obviously the salary will come in.
Yeah. But it is that you public servants getting probably $100, that's all they're putting out every month. But all they put out money in an interest-bearing account in unit trust or something, you still get a little kakara from it. But then you send it to the PSA so that Duke and his minions could be living high off the hog and only getting that not only griping but to only on 2013 salary. I do understand that process, Bruce, but it is what it is, yes.
Guys, you can call us 342-0081, 466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning. Nick, morning, Bruce.
Hey, Jen,
morning.
Dominic, I heard your questions. I just want to say very quickly to let the public have understanding what happened. A vacant post at the time of that conference of delegates did not exist because Watson Duke would have offered his resignation with effect from the 31st of December 2021. That conference of delegates was held on the 21st of December 2021, December, as I said. So there was no vacant post to have any election appointment, nothing at all. However, a legal conference of delegate was held based on our constitution because anytime a resignation is tendered, not offered, tendered by the any executive officer, it must be given to the executive and they will now trigger a special general council. At that general council, that letter will be laid before and the general council will accept the resignation and then make a decision whether or not that position will be filled by an appointment or by a by-election. That now will go to a special conference where it will be ratified. Now, if you're doing an appointment, the appointment comes from within the present executive. So there's a first vice president. So the first vice president will be appointed in the vacant post of the president and continue along the line. They bypassed that whole process and a conference was held and a decision was made to appoint. Leroy Batiste is not a part of the present executive. He never faced any election, national PSA elections, so he's an outsider. They did, and they appointed Leroy Batiste, but not only that, they appointed him when there was no vacant post, because Watson Duke was still sitting as the president of PSA at the 21st of December. Our constitution speaks nothing of a president designate, so that is two wrongs in which he came in through the back door. We haven't spoken on it as yet, because at the end of the day, when we come to the public, we want to come to the public with a legal advice, because this has to go to court. PSL love courthouse, we will show them we love courthouse, so we'll take it. We do not recognize Leroy Batiste, who is from Wassa. Not only that, his name is implicated in the Wassa audit report last year for alleged corruption. So it seemed to be something is happening in Wassa because Duke from Wassa, Batiste from Wassa, the first vice president from Wassa, and we don't understand how Wassa could have given a contracted officer no pay leave to come and be first vice president in PSA. That is one. So it's a whole PSA corruption and bacchanal that be happening along with Wassa, it seemed like. So that is the story with Leroy Batiste. We don't recognize he as no president of PSA because number one, he never faced no election. Two, he was not on the executive of PSA to be appointed. And three, he was appointed when there was already a president sitting and there's nothing called no president designated in our constitution. We heard him speaking yesterday. We don't know what he's talking about, so we have switched on to watch he has all any nonsense. He's not no president of PSA. And that Range Rover, it has come to our attention, we don't know true, that is registered in the name of some it is Rose and some kind of person, company, some printing limited company. So we don't know if PSA bought the vehicle, if Duke rent the vehicle, if Duke lease the vehicle, we don't know. But what we know, we understand is that vehicle is not going to be given, it was alleged, to Leroy Batiste, because it was parked in the PSA compound. So let me tell you something. Duke gone, But corruption apparently, like bigger corruption apparently coming. But Mr. Leroy Baptiste, if you're listening, don't hot up that seat at all and warm up that seat in PSA. You is not the president of PSA. You will have to go. And if you want to leave, the court will make you go from there. And finally, before I go, I see something going on with Watson Juke has resigned from WASA. Well, if he did, WASA board said good riddance to rubbish. And we will have to get one of the county rubbish truck to park in front of PSA and get the sanitation engineers to walk in and take out more garbage and more rubbish from PSA because we're cleaning house in 2022. Team Sentinel is here, Comrade Kalinda is here, everybody jump on board because we're doing some cleaning at PSA. Rubbish has to come out. I'll go on with that. Dominic, reach back home safely.
Thank you, Jenny. And you see, and this is the thing like this. Some of the same public servants who are anti-PNM, who complaining about they want transparency in the expenditure of the taxpayers' dollars and so on. They're paying $100 a month, and there is no transparency. So as Jenny just told us, they don't know who they, if the PSA buy the vehicle, if they lease it, if they rent it, this company, whoever it is, right? But your dues that you're paying every month, paying for that. Almost 10 years now, you ain't get a salary increase. You have no concern about how your money is spending, accountability in the expenditure of the dues, the monies of the public servants, right? So, again, I do understand. You see, this is a $1 million vehicle. Do you know the terms and conditions of the for the PSA president that your money is funding? Do you know that every month $100 coming from your pay to go to this thing? $1,200 a year you're paying. Some all who in the public service since Jesus was in Pampers. Check how much money you're paying in dues, and you don't care. However, how it hangs swing by volatile, your money paying for that. So one man living high up the hog, he gone, and he appoint a next man or impose a next man and all to come and enjoy the same benefits. So you think from your dues, we're getting fit. You have no question to ask. They're complaining, oh, my taxpayer dollars have all your thanks to keep rolling, you ain't paying no more tax. So the last 2 years, you ain't paying no tax because you increase your personal allowance from 5,000 to 7. So you ain't paying no tax because I hear but you're griping about your taxpayer dollars and your taxpayer dollars. We use because VAT, we do some 15 to 12 and a half. So you're paying even less than VAT. But you only consume a taxpayer dollar there, $100 every month. Some only ain't paying $100 in VAT on the things you buy for the month. But you're not concerned about it. Something wrong with all your upstairs.
Caller, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Dominic. Morning, Bruce Wayne. Good morning. And to my female guru just spoke a while ago. Thank you very much, Sister Jenny. I hope they understand what you said. Because I saw the minister who was in charge of public utilities, and I made this comment. I took a video. Between 2010 to 2015, they was giving me a water treatment plant. And a man jumped on a plane and gone to Panama where there's no extradition treaty. I saw pipe laying from the Caroni Bridge and going all the way down to Cuba. And I saw the other side of the highway to go down to south. There's a piece of land. What do you call it? I forget what you call it. Partner, if you see pipe. If you see pipe. You know what I tell you, Dominic and Bruce Wayne? Acres of pipe. And I heard the minister some time ago telling us, hey, you know, they put on the pipe, but there's no water in the pipe. So why I think Watson Duke throwing our man, sister? You know what to hide? Because imagine that is something people have to vote on. And this man just ain't say, well, they are going to put in a junior or the next man who was underneath me. I don't know. And to hear this morning that this man is a contracted employee and take over a position that is supposed to be for a permanent man. Come on, Trinbagonians, are we? Gentlemen, Sister Jenny, thank you very much. You are the next PSA leader, right, sister? Only enjoy the day. If I had the opportunity to vote, I would have voted. I hope Trinidadians are listening. Gentlemen, enjoy the day.
Come on, take
Thank
care.
you, sir. The media are not interested in that. Because it have no bacchanal to tie to the PNM. So, yeah, we're not concerned about whether or not, you know, people like, well, Curtis Williams, and even though that is not really his cup of tea, but all these investigative journalists, Mark Basant and all of them, Paulo Kernahan or Leon Anderson that you're not concerned about the well-being of the public servants, right? And nothing there to take the government, so we ain't care. Forget that.
Oh boy. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning, pleasant morning to you all.
Morning.
Morning.
Well, this is the first time caller calling the old station.
Morning, where you calling from?
Calling from Samoa.
Welcome.
When I'm give you some edification, I'm a past worker in Wassa and a past member of the PSA.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm wrong, I was part of the PSA Wassa section for a number of years. Mr. Juke, Mr. Leroy, but this is a confirmed employee in the Water and Sewage Authority. Let me start with that. And being around, I was wrong, the past president working in Wassa. And think Mr. Juke is the, Mr. Leroy Baptiste is the man. Most people say they don't know him where he come from, but he was the chief negotiator on behalf of the PSA with Watson Juke. So there's just an edification for people who don't know. He was the man who used to spearhead. While Juke was the president, he was the man who used to spearhead all the negotiation, whether it was and the wider public service. So this is something most people don't know him because most people feel that Leroy Baptiste is a newcomer. He's not a newcomer in terms of negotiation, in terms of industrial relations, in terms of how grievance procedure, in terms of what it is, what takes. Because being a Wassa employee and being in having a good terms and conditions, that was the man who negotiate all the terms and conditions for all the Wassa employees in terms of having a good package, in terms of having a different aspect in the collective agreement. So he's a man who knows his way about. He's a man who knows what industrial relations is all about. Is somebody who understands. I want to get him in the legal aspect in terms of how he become president, but in terms of his qualification, in terms of industrial relations, he's top of the line. He's top of the line. And if you do investigation, as I want you all to do investigation, you will find out the type of post in terms of industrial relation wise. He was the key point man in terms of negotiating on the behalf of some of the public servants out there before the COVID. So that man is a top man as related to industrial relations. Maybe when you get to understand it, because, and part of the PSA was part of the strategizing in terms of in the background. Most of you didn't see him in the forefront. You used to see the president Watson Juke, but he was the man in the background organizing and doing all the work because he's key in terms of understanding what industrial relation understand. He's top of the line in terms of how to strategize, how to negotiate and how to deal with people. He's the man who used to go with the former president to meet all the various ministers in the various ministries. He was the point man. So I just gave you a little preamble of what it is, but I don't want to get any legal aspect of why in terms of the appointment of president, but in terms of his qualification, in terms of our top negotiator, all the past presidents, Wonders, and all of them know him. They know the quality of the man. They know him. So that's why nobody really make the noise. But Sister Jenny might be more familiar with him, but he's a point man. So that's all I'm calling to say at this point in time. Do your research and do the aspect in terms of Leroy Baptiste, and you will see he was the chief negotiator in the background.
Okay then.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, man. Thank you.
Well, well, he may be good in industrial relations, but clearly he's poor in public relations because if up to now he has not said anything, and perhaps he should hire this man to be his PR person.
Point, man.
Because we've heard more from this man about who Leroy Baptiste is than we've heard from Leroy Baptiste as to who Leroy Baptiste is, and therefore, but I guess his negotiation skills must not have been that great by virtue of the fact that public servants still on 2013 salaries. So clearly for the last 9 years, he ain't doing nothing of substance.
Dominic, he wasn't voted as the president. Isn't that the democracy of the PSA? I have no problem with what the gentleman just said. Thank you for your information. I have no problem with what the gentleman just said. No problem. Great PR work on behalf of Mr. Baptiste. But what I was saying is, doesn't the PSA have a democracy where in order to have a president appointed, it needs to be voted by the members of the PSA?
Ideally, yes.
And if
all
it
the
is,
defenders of democracy who were in the parliament when they were talking about Tobago and so on, and Saddam Hussein and Khadija Amin, democracy dead and come kill democracy and that. Really? So you know what that's like, Bruce? That's like you just install a prime minister, or you have like right now. I think they're supposed to have a by-election somewhere down south.
Yes.
In February, right?
Yes.
So the PNM should just come and say, the prime minister should just come and say, well, here what now? Forget that election. We just go in and install somebody of our choice to be the councillor. Yeah, we know for no election. This is who we put in here, and this was until right. Until local government election, that makes sense. We waste money to have a by-election, and then this year is local government. So we won't put whoever.
Is
the
PSA has a president, a vice president, right? So if it is Mr. Watson Duke is no longer the president, if you come in to tell me, well, okay, we're going to organize to set a date for elections to elect a president, but in the meantime, the vice president will organize and hold that position, I could understand that.
Right.
You appoint a president?
Yes. And I don't think Bruce, anybody in PSA, well, aside from Mr. Duke, would have had a problem with going the route of the by-election because that way, the person who would have been appointed, chosen, elected to fill the post, would have been duly chosen by the PSA members, and everybody had to accept that. But the fact is, this is how this is the type of actions that causes problems in an organization, right? Because you introduce somebody who, okay, while I might know the person probably because of where they were and stuff, in terms of what is their work ethic, can I work with this person? So you just bring this person and you voice them, and they come now and they lead in the PSA. But how is this person going with the other members of the executive of the PSA, and by extension, the ordinary workers in the office? Is this person an autocrat? Is this somebody who, just like to back down at people and stuff, and you make people's workspace uncomfortable? I just like if you're working somewhere and they bring a supervisor and this person is, do as I say or I remember when I was working in the bank and this new supervisor came, and granted, because of the way the structure is in the bank, that's how it works. You transfer people all the time. But this person was difficult to deal with. Of all the supervisors I had, she was the worst. And I had to step out of character one time and tell her off when she had a meeting. And I said, listen, if you're having problems at home, don't be bringing it in the workplace because you're stressing us out. When we come to you and this is all, we're not accustomed to that. I am not a person to know how you do that, but I reached my breaking point.
Yep.
And I'm saying this is the thing. So, while the gentleman, and we thank him for that, for giving us this information about Mr. Batti's background and so on, and what he, that apparently he was working with Mr. Duke and negotiating and stuff. Well, if he wasn't able to accomplish in 8 years, in 2013 to now, and he increased the public servants, well, I wait to see what he's going to do in the next 4 years. But again, the process, but you only have a problem with the process when it's the government. But PSA, nah, we ain't care.
I really want to see if the PSA members, all who paying the $100 dues or whatever the case, if they go in and sit back and allow this to continue like this, and if that be the case, I don't want to hear nothing about we working on 2013 salary.
Yeah, I'll show them out.
Because if this could be thrown at you and all, you're okay with this, then I don't want to hear nothing about, we still on 2013 salary.
Yeah, well, who will not be working on 2013 salary? Leroy Batiste.
And with that, we go to the break. We'll be right back.
And with that, I take my leave, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next time I see you, God's willing, I'll have a different background. I'll be back in 6'8" and I'm not in 954. All right?
My brother, you have a safe travel back home.
Thank you, sir.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, conference and cremation training, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
From the studio to the stage, every Friday between 3 to 4 p.m. right here on the street, 919 FM. Radio you can see. Log on to our Facebook and YouTube so you can see live interviews and performances from some of our very own local superstars. Right here on the street, 919 FM.
After all the talk during the week, don't switch off on the weekend and keep it on the street. It's classic soca and classic kaiso when you're liming with the live wire on Saturdays from 5 to 7 p.m. only on the street 919 FM.
The deals are at East Side Plaza. located at number 32 Charlotte Street in Port of Spain. It's a sale on everything at all stores. Opening hours are from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Everything from food stuff, lunches, pottery, African wear, Christmas gift items, tailor services, hair salon services, and so much more. Everything means everything. Head into Port of Spain and check out East Side Plaza at number 32 Charlotte Street.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division? Yes, sir. I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries. Excuse me, sir? Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488? Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries. So I can buy a battery for $488? Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive. Which part? Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arabita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 60 Tools. Alright, thanks, boss. Nah, man. Granny, do you have $488 to lend, man?
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of numbers 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco, Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Friday night, Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. and Friday night, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer for our nation. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Start with the fundamentals. Without a proper foundation in place, everything else will seem that much more difficult. That was your financial tip, brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of January 5th, 2022 stands at new positive cases 579, total active cases 15,436, total recovered patients 75,804, total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present 94,213. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
So welcome back on the inside. Just a bit of quick information for you. For all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies, gravel and sand now available. Don't forget PowerMaster, Optima, Vata and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Peter Avenue, Woodbrook, and our new Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall, Tobago, off Claude Noel Highway. Just call 63 Tools. Join Dr. Livet right here on the street 909 FM every Friday afternoon from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. for your dose of health and wellness in a program that's sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livet rather than diet, Dr. Livet has transformed a number of lives nationwide. Tune in and also learn about the juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livet's on the street 909 FM every Friday from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. It's time that you live. For more information, call 638-9437. Tune into the street 909 FM every Thursday from 10:05 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. for the program Straight and Narrow, The Way of Life, the health store being brought to you by Mrs. Arlene Collins Mohammed. For more information, you can check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Straight and Narrow, or visit our website at www.opulence.com/Arlene4Life. You can also call or WhatsApp us at 309-4697 or 620-9379. Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Sunday at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. for the radio ministry, The Way, the Truth, and the Life radio ministry with Pastor Kelvin Harinarayan. So we continue to take your calls, and I'm happy to receive this call. Caller, good morning.
I just want to clarify something.
Yes, Jen.
Leroy Baptiste is the head of the WASA section for PSA at WASA. That has nothing to do with the wider public service. Leroy Baptiste is being paid by WASA to just represent WASA PSA workers at WASA. They rent a building, that was negotiated. They rent a building, WASA rented a building right up by Farm Road there. You could see it from on the Priority, or you could see it from the main road there in St. Joseph. That the WASA section operates from. They have a functioning section that WASA does pay them, just not to do the WASA work, but to represent the workers who are PSA members at WASA, and that does negotiate for WASA workers. But it's ironic because WASA now implicate the whole section in some alleged corruption in our audit report. So that's how good them must does negotiate. So whatever chief negotiator that man talking about, that's a WASA business. When it comes to PSA, the wider public service and PSA members, that man, Leroy Baptiste, is being paid by Watson Drew, PSA money, $16,000 as a consultant. Yes, he does go before, he used to go with the CPO, with Drew, but he said, don't think, but I went several negotiations, them to be saying nothing. And not only that, we're still being paid on 2013 salaries in 2022. So what chief negotiator he is? Not only that, whatever wage the proposal they have before the CPO, no, we can't get a copy in the wider public service to see what they're negotiating for. We are custom getting a draft copy on them as Baptiste premise and the other. Take a look through and see what they're negotiating for. So, like, they have nothing from the CPO. That is one. Another thing, we want to know if Leroy Baptiste is still the president of your union, because he has dropped out of PSA and formed his own union to represent WASA workers. Union WASA workers employing Trinidad and Tobago, UPEP or something like that. So PSA under Ms. Baptiste Primer, I was to take Leroy Baptiste and the union to court because they wanted to get recognition to represent all WASA workers and like a form a new union. Yes, I must have taken the court under Ms. Baptiste Primer and won the case. So we want to know if he's still president of his own union and still want to be president of PSA. Nothing wrong with appointment, but the appointment must come from within the executive who people voted for. Nobody voted for him. So now we want to know if he's the president of his own union, still you or whoever it is. and he is outsider because he cannot be appointed in the PSA at Abercrombie Street because nobody voted for him. Now, once the resident chief negotiator, what? And all of them implicated in corruption in Wassa, I hope good must negotiate. And for the wider public service, we ain't got no increase in salary since 2013. So the $16,000, in my opinion, could have been put on and buy books for children who parents are PSA members or something. He ain't no good for nothing. Outsider, just to go, are going.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir, Mr. Bruce and Mr. Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going this morning? Everything all right?
Oh, we did cool. Dominic left. Dominic is not here again.
All right, okay, no problem. Bruce, before I go further to make any contribution, I want to wish you a happy new year and everything. I hope this is not past. Everything went nice and everything. Good to hear your voice and everything this morning. Right. Now, in relation to this whole PSA situation, I agree with you this morning, Bruce, on the basis of if there is a policy by law that you have to go to appoint somebody, yes, they should go by that. But if there is not, we've seen that watching you control the PSA for so much years, right? With all the different allegations that was made against him and all the different things that people talk about him, right? At the end of the day, when an election is called, they still choose the man. I mean, they said there has to be something significant about the guy. Why the same people who could remove him choose him? With all the different things that people say about him, it has to be something significant about the guy. So I am saying, right? If it says he know all the people are wrong and he choose the best person to take over after him, he didn't do nothing wrong. Unless they're telling me that there's a policy by law that they have to follow to appoint somebody and he went against that, as good as the guy may be, because of the move what Duke make, he could cause the guy to get disqualified because of that. If there is a policy by law that he was supposed to follow and he did not follow, just went and appointed the man on his own, well, we can have a problem there. But that needs to be checked first. And once there is a law to appoint somebody and he didn't do that, then they could do it. But until such time, I ain't seeing what Duke did nothing wrong. And he made a right move by choosing the best person he sees fit to take over after him. I find that is a patriotic move. I give him full support for that. But as I say, with the appointment is concerned, if they didn't follow the law and there is a law in place where you have to follow and he didn't do that, well, let we address that first before we go further to say anything on that matter.
All right,
but
then.
good for that.
Fair enough. Well, let me say happy birthday going out to Beverly Jones from Belmont. Dominic says happy birthday to you, my dear. Hope you enjoy. Have a great day. Caller, good morning.
I'm Bushwin.
Hi, morning.
Bushwin, I want to say something. What crime fighter know anything about policy? Why you go back where he come from? You understand? He always coming to talk tata because 2 days ago he talking about Ramdeen should thing with some case and thing with the boat thing and all kind of thing. In the end of the day, why these fellas and them go and sit down and shut their blooming mouth? People talking real facts and thing. A lady who worked here in PSA Sister Journey, he coming to say you can do nothing and all the allegations against him. He choose the right person. People say that's why they want the PPP to come down here and to think election and think all of them. You see crime fighter, all of them outsider, that they hold the tail and go back to where they come from. I vote.
Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Bruce. Morning.
Morning.
Well, Dominic Gunn. Morning, Bruce, and everybody. You see, if you don't know nothing about anything, it's best to document because you first begin that individual is not a member of PSC. He knows nothing about PSC. So the comment about your crap you're not about it, it's better to say nothing. If you don't know what you're talking about, you will call the radio and give comment on something you have no idea about. And you can't say, Mr. Man, if you don't know, a PSA president is not selected. He is elected, not selected. That is the problem we have in here. They can't select somebody. He is elected. And first speaking, he was never first or second vice president. They can't jump everybody and occupy office. So if you don't know what you're talking about, so with all due respect, I ain't going to say anything. I don't know, from no way. I ain't going to embarrass you or ridicule you or insult you. So if you don't know anything, don't call on the radio and make it like an idiot and saying, this man right. No, you can't be right to put your partner in a spot because you feel you still want to have a say even though you have to go. And there's a process. So, sir, if you don't know there is a process, a PSC president is not selected. He or she is elected. Just have a nice day.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, President, good morning, Mr. Bruce.
Morning.
Yeah, well, I'll take the words out of my mouth because that is what you were telling people before. It's smelling like a fish, it's looking like a fish. It is a fish. So, Mr. Watson Duke, record continues because here what he wanted to do. He feel he could have manipulated Tobago out of assembly by putting Mr. Farley there and really being the leader. And he feel he could still run the PSA by selecting who he want to put there. Why it is this man who never does anything correctly, who can run a union with less than 10,000 people? Why it is we see he could run a country with 60,000 people and ensure that they get their normal basic, the basic things that we look forward to on a day-to-day basis in this side. So you feel, because I wanted to tell Mr. Farley, Watson Duke, there's want to be the only star in the movie here. So if you feel it's because he loves you, why he put you there, he only use you to sanitize his notice list. Because everybody know you was a man who used to talk plenty sense before. But you like bacchanal, boy. And from the time you like bacchanal confusion, whatever intelligence you have, it is go to waste. Ask Saddam Hussein and I said to them on UNC side. Right? So in the future, I'm telling you, that is where the bacchanal going and start because someday, somehow, you're going to find like you moving like your own man. Although you use the Tobago House of Assembly, Chief Secretary, and history, Mr. Farley, will prove that you are the Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary. Mr. Watson Duke is not the Chief Secretary. He's the deputy, and he thought he could have used that to think. So if it's an election process, why it is just selecting people? Why this authoritarian dictatorship type of movement from you right through, threatening people? So I watch on the side, you know. By telling all you, I don't see nothing good coming out of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
That's a morning to you, Bruce.
Morning.
And Sharon, well, I know she drinking chew water. She had minding nobody business, right? Morning to Jenny. Stand strong, my sister. Stand strong. And I could send some condolences to Deep South. Stay good, my brother. God is great. What is really going on in PSA? You pass a baton to a man. And this man, like he had some problems with the law already. But as you say, he loved money bad. Wait for jail. You say members only get all yourself together and do what all you have to do. Understand is that I hope you're listening. You understand is that get your act together. Wait is all you want. What I really want. As my show say, Trinidadians don't really know what they want. They're wasting time. They're doing everything to upset the government. And they can't do nothing that Trinidadians open up all your eyes and see what's going on in this country. You know. These people wasting time, they're like the abstaining opposition. There's madness in this Island state. Besides the people who really love this country praying and looking for redress, boy, what next, Bruce? What next? What next? Everybody on the dollar, not Trinidad alone is the rule. But things will differ. Things that differ. One shall we stand strong. Look on us as you go, my brother.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, man, bless up. Caller, good morning.
Bruce, good morning, the finger six.
Hey, man.
Morning, Soundman. Morning to everybody. Dominic, morning. Morning to Gilson. Good morning to Miss Jean. Everybody in Faizabad. Everybody. Carol, Jenny, Jackie and Jackie. Kuman Oga. Everybody. Morning, morning. Well, you know, people saying something wrong with PSA. It's not PSA, you know. It's the members. We've seen all that thing going on, just lying. It's all their money. Listen, 12 months of the year. That's about 1,000 or something, 1,200. If only they pay that. You know, nothing. All they can do is to buy some blocks and put it down. Or they could put down some money in a little place to buy a piece of land. Or they could do some kind of thing. Give a month some money, something. Or they, what's wrong with all you? All them things Jenny tell all you. All the, and Mr. Crime Fighter, you know nothing about industrial affairs. Keep out of that. Tell you, go back to school and learn behind the copybook. I read the who thief anti-ice cream. Beat Leicester Easter Sunday. Learn what I understand what that means. Go behind the copybook and learn these things. All you, Trinidad and Tobago. What we have to do about it is just, or just stop paying this fee. If only getting nothing, why only paying still? Our quality man out there, stop paying. Stop paying PSA. It's not PSA is the problem. It's always the problem. Why always so dumb and paying this money? Mr. Watson, you? Well, boy, you have a good head. And you have them. Wait, which doctor you went to? Which bush doctor you went to? Which zombie you went to? That them Toto Bay. All of them stupid still. Anyway, Dr. Trinidad and Tobago, all you give somebody something and say nothing. Shush when all you give something. God.
Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
What's up, caller? What's up? Did you ever read the PSA Constitution?
Say again?
Do you have a copy of PSA Constitution? Have you ever read PSA Constitution?
No.
No. Do the callers who call in read PSA Constitution? PSA Constitution states that the Conference of the Delegates have the supreme power in PSA. The Conference of the Delegates is so responsible for the election. So why are you all coming on in national radio and talking about affairs you all know nothing about? Secondly, you all mentioned this morning that Mr.
Hold up. A question was asked, right? If it is to appoint a president for the PSA, if that person has to be elected, a question was asked. Nobody never come out and say nothing. We asked a question. You hear that part?
Many callers.
Did you hear? Did you hear that part?
Before you continue, because you have an agenda. Oh, sister.
Man, listen to me. Not this morning with your nonsense, you know. If you was listening to the discussion, I especially ask, is a president appointed to the PSA just like that? Or is that person has to be voted in by the members? That is what I ask. Don't come wrong here with our stupidness. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to you, Bruce Breed.
Morning.
I call in to agree with Manu.
Mm-hmm.
I have been saying that for years. I went in to work a morning and said with immediate effect, I went to my payroll, stop. That time it was $50.
Mm-hmm.
The first sign of foolishness I see, they tell me I'm hasty, a days, all kind of thing they tell me. I start a calculator, say 50 by 12 is 600 by 5, that is by unit trust, that is interest. Nobody playing the fool with my money. And I keep saying that if you withhold your dues, nobody can tell me I have to. If you withhold your dues, they will have no money coming into them to play the fool. Since 2010, I did that. But I was labeled as hasty, rushing things. You understand? I withholding my money. You understand? And if they do that, it will have no money for nobody to rush and fight for. Let me see if they will rush and fight for it. So I agree with Manu this morning. Have a good day.
Thank you. It's about that time when I get my musical morning. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Brucey.
Morning.
I want to say something, you know I want something, and I keep saying it. Anytime you hear a supporter like UNC, it's like people that get foolish, bright people that get stupid. Because let me tell you something. You listen to what kind of fight I was talking about. One set of crap. I know about industrial relations. I could tell you that. I used to go negotiate with the CPU and them kind of thing. And let me tell you something. Yeah? I not from PSA Union, but I from NUW, retire now. But I'm going to say something. This man, I know what he's saying. Why he go on radio to make himself a clown? And a lot of people, anytime, let me tell you something. People in this country, something really wrong with them. They like wrongdoing, a lot of them. Imagine watching it. You call Dr. Rowley a dictator. Dr. Rowley, even close to not even studying about dictatorship like Watson Duke. But you know the PSA members, ain't calling Watson Duke a dictator, and they're against Dr. Rowley, some of them. This same kind of fighter will never say nothing about Watson Duke. I tell you, these people, something wrong with them. UNC, like they blind them, like they have something over them that is, I mean, them talk nonsense. Logically, they can't think logically. And I just tell you, Bruce, I just watching and I just listening to people out here. Hypocrisy, and I always say, if hypocrisy had a face, or if hypocrisy had a world record, the UNC and the Coonies would have been forcing front. Sister Jenny explain everything. You crime fighter come to talk this nonsense about East and Eastman. This is what you get like, you know. You've got to like stupidity in this country to continue. Thank you, Bruce, for allowing me this contribution.
Thank you.
I fed up at these people with nonsense coming and talking about rubbish all the time.
Caller, good morning.
Bruce, it's me again. Like,
Yes,
this
Jenny.
is a hot thing this morning. So the gentleman who asked if we ever read the Constitution, we call him. Yes, I read it. I could eat it. I could sleep it. I read it. Our Constitution, yes, the supreme body is the conference of delegates. We're not saying no. Yes, you can appoint a president. You can appoint anybody in a vacant post of the executive. However, it has to come from somebody in the executive because people in the public service, while the public service voted for them. So who should have been appointed is the first vice president. Should have been appointed to the post of president, and the second vice president move up to first vice president. The general secretary move up, the deputy general secretary move up, and they move up. And when it finishes, nobody won the post. Then the general council has the authority to appoint somebody else. That is after the process has been finished. You cannot jump from the general council, don't have a general council meeting, and jump directly to the conference, the supreme body, to make that decision. The decision is made by the general council, and then that decision goes to the conference, the supreme body, who will ratify the decision of the general council. What Watson Duke did, he offered a resignation. It was to go to the executive body, and then the executive senator general council, where the general council will determine whether or not they want to appoint somebody from the present executive or if by election. That decision goes to the conference of delegates, who will ratify the decision of the general council. If you have to be appointed, nothing wrong with that. But you have to come from within the present sitting executive who sits at PSA. So people, please, when people who know what they're talking about, like me and others, come at Kalinda and Sandra and others, please, all a listener, we know what we're talking about. And to Ms. Angela and Anno and Mr. Mano, I know you all mean well. We don't encourage members to jump out of PSC. This is an 83-year-old organization. It has the recognized majority union to negotiate on behalf of PSC. Nothing is wrong with the organization. It's the executive and the general council who refuse to do the job because they are public officers who were elected by the section to represent the section. So the general council has to do the job. Not people have to drop out. But I understand your sentiments, but we don't encourage people to do that. You all have a blessed day. Yes, Mister, I know the Constitution. Don't let them tell you from WhatsApp to call in and be talking things you don't know about. I go on.
Thank you very much. And with that,
I go drink water and mind my business.
watch people, man. I'm looking for house and land. Who, me? I don't watch people things. I's a queen, I have my own king. Or some of them that stalk the most, like they know it all. Ask them how they get their Gucci purse. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. Me and them can't be friends. I fight the battle and Jah give me help and strength. Now it's we. That can't be English, that had to be French. Or some of them that stop the most, like they know it all. But if the ground water slip and I fall, it's them so I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. Me and you are no beef. I's the police and you is the thief. The people you think is your friend, them only they cause you have money to spend. Or some of them that stop the most, like they know it all. But when your head hot and can't see your way, who you that's call? I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business.
So as long as they call my name, then I will answer. I'm a happy camper, and love is my sponsor. Oh, and as long as I'm man of life, then I will dance up. No time for no anger, I'm smiling with my hands up. Hey, what they calling me? Mr. Happy Papi, Mr. Happy Papi, Mr. Happy Papi. Yeah, what they calling me? Mr. Happy Papi, Mr. Happy Papi. Was I ever happy?
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Jealousy, I go mad day. Bad mind, I'm mad day. No, Jaja children. Oh, yo. Just how they were bad mind, you my friend. To hell with them. Every day they wishing you problems. To hell with them. None of them had it when you say your prayers. To hell with them. Still, Father, God bless you through the years. To hell with them. Do your thing. For whatever, do your thing. You don't study, don't teach people. You don't take on bad mind people. Do your thing. Backward never, do your thing. You don't study, don't teach people. You don't take on bad mind people. You buy a little car and all of them vex. It out in them all in their chest. Some of them don't like how you dress. They jealous cause you look best. They want you miss a rebel and stress. For them can't cruise so Father God bless. Thinking they're pulling you down. They only raise a jetness. They jealous you my friend. To hell with them. Every day they wishing you problems. To hell with them. None of them had it when you say your prayers. To hell with them. Still Father God bless you through the years. To hell with them. Do your thing. For whatever, do your thing. You don't study, don't teach people. You don't take on bad mind people. Do your thing. Backward never, do your thing. You don't study, don't teach people. You don't take on bad mind people. Some of them heart they have no goodness. You take them on with their stupidness. Jabba no all of them wickedness. Time they warm up, you're down on this stretch. Make them know your ass you don't catch. They posting when they see your wallet. You pick me, just get a new tablet. None of them can stop your upness. They jealous you, my friend. To hell with them. Every day they wishing you problems. To hell with them. None of them had it when you say your prayers. To hell with them. Still Father God bless you through the years. To hell with them. Do your thing. For whatever, do your thing. You don't study, don't teach people. You don't take on bad mind people. Do your thing. Backward never, do your thing. You don't study, don't teach people. You don't take on bad mind people. Okay then. Boy, I tell them jealousy go mad them. Bad mind go kill them. No Rastafari children. Alright. Oh yo.
Famous
Trinidad killer.
Well, it's too much Batman in town and too much police in town, so too much gunman in town, and they have the whole place locked down and they keep blazing. They always blazing, burning up straight in the morning. Hey, well I sent for gun with the fireman, tell him come with a fire plan. Send for Iwer the waterman, but they want to hear kill I and just keep it blazing, keep the local blazing. Straight in the morning, hey. Boom. Let me see your hand. Let me see your hand, you love Kestivan. Let me see your hand. Let me see your hand if you love Kill Lion. Let me see your hand. Nessa Patrice and Nyla Blackman. Let me see your hand. Room females put on the famous. Anam. Well, I'm tired getting on. I'm tired getting on. And I'm fed up getting booked. I'm fed up getting booked. Oh Lord, I'm tired getting on. I'm tired getting on. Some of my fishy time the foot. Well, I'm by she out and land. Last week I buy a brand new van. When this girl she well out of control. After I try to see the well. Well, I's a big man and I have sense. I hate every time that I go to work is a next man jump in the fence. And he ain't spending a cent. And when I reach home she acts so rude. When I check in the kitchen and look in the body man eat a fork and make food. And she me nude but not in the mood. That's why I'm tired getting on. Sometimes I feel like moving on. I'm tired getting on. But somehow I feel the time to cut. Oh Lord, I can't take it. Like my heart, you want break it. Break it up like a biscuit. Oh Lord, I hope I go make it. Oh Lord, I can't take it. Like my heart, you want break it. Break it up like a biscuit. Oh Lord, I hope I go make it. Well, I can't see by the Obia man. By the Obia man. Cause I try to understand. She give away the drink. On the night of we wedding. Well, I can't take it no more. I have some of them passing through the front, some of them pass through the back door. It's up to me to make up. And when I'm ready to leave, time to pack up and go. She opened she leg and I went back and closed the door. And that's for sure, that's why I'm tired getting on. I'm tired getting on. Oh Lord, I'm tired getting booked. I'm fed up getting booked. Sometimes I feel like moving on. I'm tired getting on. But I feel she time to foot. Oh Lord, I can't take it. Take my heart, you won't break it. Break it up like a biscuit. Oh Lord, I hope I go make it.
The only DJ that brings the music when others bring noise. DJ Bruce Wayne.
Lord, I can't take it. Take my heart.
Long time we away, jump up on a stage, or mash up the place. Just a party again, it's the remedy, before it's too late. So we did a jump in a one man. We can't wait. A good second at the sun, until the
So it's almost that time, and the word for today is Epiphany. I joyfully discover the Christ everywhere. Epiphany celebrates the day wise seekers from the east, Magi in the Bible, arrived at Bethlehem and offered their gifts to newborn Jesus. Today I receive these gifts anew when I center my heart on the presence and power of God. I accept the true gift of the Magi given to all. Hearken to the epiphany of Christ within me. Like the Magi, I joyfully discover my divinity in every area of life. If health challenges loom large, I rest in the awareness of the Christ within and touch the indwelling healing presence. I affirm I am eternally whole and vibrant. If I feel lonely or challenged by life's circumstances, I focus on the Christ within and feel God's light upon me. I affirm I arise, shine, and know all is truly well. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. Isaiah 61. So guys, that's all the time we have for today. It was a pleasure being in your company. It was a pleasure having you in mind. And I'm just going to play a few songs before we close off. So, as we say, ciao. Tomorrow, please God, we'll be here with the lovely Miss Sharon Felix.
Hey!